All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Seattle Seahawks rookie interior defensive lineman Byron Murphy. Murphy has emerged as a playmaker for the Seahawks defense, not always showing up on the stat sheet, but he's doing a great job in the run game and the pass game as well, being a big addition for the Seattle squad. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us any comments with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's start off with the run defense. You can see Murphy lined up right there in what we're going to call a two-eye technique. He's a two-eye because he's on the inside eye of the left guard right there. If he was on the outside shoulder of the center, we would call that a one technique. Sometimes that's called a shade. You can tell by alignment he's responsible for this gap. This is the A gap right here. You got the A gap, B gap, C gap right here. And of course, you got the A gap, B gap, and C gap there on the other side. The Arizona Cardinals are going to run a zone read concept. The Seahawks edge defender, he's on the outside edge of your screen. You can't really tell him, but Kyler Murray's going to read him. If this edge defender flies down inside like this, he's going to pull it. If the edge defender stays really wide, let's clear up the screen, stays wide, he's going to hand it off inside. It's going to be normal zone blocking up front with every offensive lineman taking a step to their right and then working up to whoever takes on that gap, as we could see right here, based on the alignment for the Seattle Seahawks. Now, look, the Seahawks edge defender so far wide, it's basically a give read by structure. There's no way this defensive end can come down and take the running back, so it's going to be a handoff inside with a standard zone block assignment. That means there's a lot of pressure on Murphy. He's going to do a great job making sure he doesn't get moved. He maintains his gap integrity while also potentially coming off to make the play. This is a great rep from the rookie. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the read right there. Murray's looking all the way over to the left. The defensive end so far away, it's going to be a designated give read. Let's look at the offensive line up front. Everyone takes a step to the right, then works up to the next level. Hats on hats. There's a chance to maybe crease this inside. Let's watch Murphy here doing a great job with a kind of two-gap technique. So right here, great base. You see his arms are extended, perfect position, maintaining great gap integrity. But you'll notice the running back, James Conner for the Arizona Cardinals, he presses that gap and he wants to cut back because the Seattle Seahawks are light in the box. You can look at all these guys. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and they've got a fifth edge defender all the way on the right here against 5 offensive linemen. They got the tight end for the safety. They've got numbers to get this thing into the second level. Well, watch what happens. Murphy does a great job playing off the guard, recognizes the cutback, and makes a tackle and blows the play up. This is elite level run defense. This is playmaking at its finest. Because right here, going into this play, the Arizona Cardinals had to believe they had the numbers and the scheme to gash the Seattle Seahawks. Murphy denied it here. Great work from the rookie. All right, watch it from the wide copy. Watch Murphy get into this guard right here, extend. Look at that base. Look at that arm extension. Look how there's no new line of scrimmage right there. This offensive lineman wants to either dislocate Murphy vertically or at least horizontally, create a seam. Murphy does a great job preventing that. Again, beautiful technique. That's awesome, folks. And then comes off and makes a play. Nice work from 91. All right, sticking with the run defense. This time the Arizona Cardinals are going to run a toss wide concept out here to the left side of your screen, the right side of the offense. They're going to use a pin and pull technique on the edge. Basically what that means, they're going to have the tight end pin the edge defender and pull the tackle around to be a lead blocker on the edge. When it comes to Murphy, and he's lined up right there again in a two-eye technique, he's going to have to work over the guard in the center. So what the Arizona Cardinals are trying to do here is they're trying to take these two guys right here, the center and the right guard, to cut off Murphy and number 13, the linebacker. Murphy does such a good job. He actually prevents an offensive lineman from getting up to the linebacker. Great team play here, and also hustles and makes the tackle himself. Let's check it out. All right, there's a toss. You can see the pin. You can see the pull. The Arizona Cardinals are on the edge. All right, let's look at Murphy right here. You can see the right guard in the center looking to take him over. Murphy, again, extends both. Doesn't allow the right guard to get up to number 13. Nice work. It's this shot right here. See how he gets his hand right on the guy's throat? Love to see that. But really, he turns the offensive lineman's shoulders. Right here, this guard's dead. Turn like this. He doesn't have the ability to turn around and get up to 13. You talk about great play, great technique inside, disruptive force, keeping offensive linemen off linebackers. Love to see that from interior defensive linemen. And then he keeps working as well, doesn't allow himself to get reached, cuts across the center, and then hustles and makes a tackle. This is the package deal, folks. This is great technique. This is recognizing and reacting, right? Helping your teammate out. And then hustling, great effort, great motor, and making the play on top of it. Because let's say here Murphy kind of lollygags a little bit. They got a chance here, if let's say he was lazy, 91 being lazy, to maybe crease this for a big play because the Arizona Cardinals hit the edge. Murphy does a great job making sure that doesn't happen. Great technique, great effort, great play from the rookie.
Yeah, Nick, and we've seen Murphy ever since he made his re-debut back in week 7. He's been doing a lot of good things, but this is his first foray into that high 60 grade for the run defense statistic. He had a couple of games early on in the season that were pretty good, was out for a few games, comes back week 7, and now he's getting back into the swing of things when it comes to run defense. I think this is a large part of why the Seahawks have been so good the last 2 weeks, especially defensively. They're on a little bit of a roll since their bye. I think it's largely due to play of players like Byron Murphy.
All right, let's go with some pass rush situation. Now you can see the Seattle Seahawks. They've got 1, they've got 2, they've got 3, and that's Murphy right there in the 2i, and number 4 right there on the right side of your screen, maybe off the edge of your screen right there. They got 4 pass rushers in this situation, 4 defensive linemen against the Arizona Cardinals offensive line. What the Cardinals are going to do, because this is a really wide 3 technique, a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the guard, they slide the center over this way, the guard over this way, the tackle over this way, so that way these 3 guys here handle these 2 guys right here. What does that mean? It means Murphy's going to be one-on-one on this guard right here on the backside. Now, in situations like this, I normally say, as a defensive lineman, you've got to win. You've got to find a way to beat him either with an inside move, an outside move, or whatever it may be. But when you've got a mobile quarterback like Kyler Murray, a guy who's a great escape artist, what you have to do is to get pressure in his face, drive this offensive lineman back into the quarterback's lap, try and get out of rhythm. Now, look, Murray's a great player. He actually ends up escaping anyway. But look, that's on your edge defenders, right? You drive this guard back in this situation like Murphy's going to do here. Your edge defenders got to make the play. They don't, so the Cardinals get a first down. But that's not Murphy's fault. He did a really nice job. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the center, right guard, and right tackle taking a gap to their right. It ends up being those 3 and really those 2, the center and right guard on 90 and one-on-one right tackle on 58 right there. Let's look at Murphy's one-on-one on the left guard, gets his hands into his chest and walks him back into the quarterback's lap. That's what I like to see. Obviously, against less mobile quarterbacks, I'd like to see more of a chance to beat him, maybe with a swim move, rip move, or maybe even a spin move. Who knows? Try and get a sack here. But in this situation, you got a mobile quarterback. You want to keep him in the pocket, and especially a smaller guy, you want to drive pressure right in his face. And that's exactly what Murphy does here. This needs to be a sack. One of these edge rushers needs to come off these blocks and get Murray on the ground. They're right there, but they can't get away from 73 and 70. This is on the edge rushers. This is nice work by Murphy, forcing this guard into that Murray's lap. Murray can't throw it down the field. He has to scramble around. He's a good player. Like, he's going to make plays. Nothing against Kyler Murray. But you need some of your edge rushers in this situation to help you out here. This is a good job by 91. If he does more of this in the future, I think Seahawks fans will be excited. All right, from the wide copy, watch Murphy drive this offensive lineman straight back into the quarterback's lap. Nice work. Let's go back to the very beginning of the snap right here. Look at where the line of scrimmage was. Where is it? Right about the 47-yard line of the Arizona Cardinals. So Murray right here, he wants to drop back maybe to the 39, so about 8 yards or so behind the line of scrimmage. Look what happens where the guard is driven back to, all the way to the 39, right? That's exactly where Murray wants to step up and deliver a throw. This is what you want from your defensive linemen, interior guys. Walk offensive linemen back in the quarterback's lap. This is the famous pressure that blew up great quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Right here, you need your edge rushers. They get washed upfield. Not great with these 2 guys. They need to maintain their integrity. They need to come off and make the play. But nice work here from Byron Murphy. All right, this is one of my favorite plays I've seen from Byron Murphy. There he is right there in almost a head-up nose guard zero technique. This is one of my favorite plays I've seen from Murphy all season long. This is going to be old school power football. Basically, we're going to get one-on-one blocks essentially across the board, 70, one-on-one on the edge rusher, left guard, one-on-one on the 3 technique. We got the right tackle, one-on-one there, tight end, one-on-one there, tight end, one-on-one there. We're going to get a double team right here with the right guard and the center on Murphy working up to 48. It's going to be old school power football running right behind the double team, just like this. This is just perfect, beautiful technique. Murphy takes on the double team right here and absolutely wins it cleanly. Big win for the Seahawks defense. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the one-on-one blocks across the board. You can see the double team. You can already see Murphy. You see his left knee down. Let's go back to the very beginning. This is beautiful. So right here, he gets his hands into the center's chest. Great pad level. Love that. See how his head's below the center. Look at his head, Murphy's head, compared to the rest of the D-line. See how low he is? That is awesome. The moment he feels the double team, he drops that knee down. That's perfect. Neither of these offensive linemen can come off on the linebacker right there. It just becomes a big mash humanity. The offensive lineman falls down. Again, no one gets up on the linebacker. He's able to scrape. He ends up not being part of the play because the running back bounced it outside. But I tell you what, originally this play is supposed to go right here inside between the center and guard, maybe guard and tackle. If he did go that way, Knight 48, he definitely makes the play. This is perfect splitting the double team right here. This is how you win at the point of attack. Again, doesn't show up on the stat sheet, right? Murphy got credit for nothing in the box score, but this is perfect. This is beating two offensive linemen. They're supposed to get movement and get up to the next level, and here Murphy rejects them outright, winning at the point of attack. All right, sticking with the run defense, there is Murphy right there lined up in, you know what, I'll call that a one technique right there on the outside shoulder of the center. You could maybe call that a 2-eye. Regardless, he's an A-gap defender in this situation. But the Seattle Seahawks are going to mix up. They're going to have their defensive line 91 and 90 slant at the snap to the boundary. That's to the right side of the offense in this situation here, one gap over. The Arizona Cardinals, their play design, they're going to have the tight end right here and this tight end release out. They're going to have down blocks here across the board, backside tackle, anchoring down, securing the gap. They're going to pull the left guard to kick out the defensive end and have the running back thudded up inside just like that. They're trying to crease the Seattle Seahawks defense. Fortunately for Seattle, they got a pretty good play call, right? They got slants going to the direction of the running play right here. Running play's trying to go there. They got both these guys going that way, right? Pretty good situation. However, sometimes if you got guys out of position, things can go very bad when you slant in the run defense game. Murphy does a great job once again taking on and absorbing two blockers, opens things up for his teammates. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the backside guard pulling. You can see 85 working up to the next level, 84 working out. You can see 73, 63, I believe that is, and 72 the center blocking down, 70 trying to secure the backside. Right, you can see the 90, you can see 90 and Murphy, of course, taking a gap and slanting to the right side of your screen. And they're in a pretty good position right here to defend this run. But as this goes on, you can see there is a chance to crease this, right? There's a little bit of a hole right here, potentially maybe right behind 73 and 62, just creasing it north and south. But let's look at Murphy, see what he does here. So he gets into these guys, gets basically double teamed, and he keeps working and basically shoves this offensive lineman and just completely negates this entire hole. It's about a mass of humanity sometimes in the middle of the field. Now, look, he doesn't get credit for the tackle. 90 does right there. And this is a good play by 90. Great job. Really good job fighting off the block of 73, making the tackle. Good to see that, right? Great play by him. But he also gets help from Murphy here, taking on two offensive line, creating a mass of humanity in this situation to the point where Connor, the running back for the Arizona Cardinals, has nowhere to go. He has to basically just throw his head inside, running right into number 90. This is good team defense. We've seen this from Murphy this entire cut up. We'll see it going forward a lot. He is the quintessential interior defensive lineman, opening things up for his teammates, whether it's fellow defensive linemen or linebackers. He does a lot of good things for the Seahawks defense.
Yeah, Nick, we talk about Murphy. A lot of times the words or the phrase thrown around is things that don't show up on the stat sheet. This is one of those. But if he was credited with this, I think this would be something that would be considered a stop, which is a play that is a failure for the offense. And Murphy has had a knack for getting those the last few games. This whole season, he has had 13 stops. In the last 4 games, he has had 8 stops. This is a guy that's really been doing a lot of good things as far as causing negative plays for the offense. And again, here, he doesn't get the negative play per se, but is a huge factor in helping create that negative play.
All right, you talk about being a huge factor in creating negative plays. This is a great example of it right here from Murphy. So here he's lined up in a 2-eye technique. Again, he's an A-gap defender. This time the Arizona Cardinals are going to run an outside zone concept, trying to get on the edge a little bit here. They've got blockers out in space, left tackle, tight end, trying to get hats on hats. 62 with a little help on Murphy before he works up to the next level. Center right here working to cut off and take over Byron Murphy, trying to reach him so that way the running back can get outside. So the running back's trying to go this way. Center's trying to cut him off this way so that way Murphy doesn't get any penetration and blow this play up. But that's exactly what Murphy does, right? He does a great job getting vertical penetration, forces the running back to bubble and go wider, runs him into his help, eventually draws a penalty on the outside. This is example, once again, not showing on the stat sheet, but Murphy helping his guys make the play. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see everyone taking their outside zone tracks on the left side of this Arizona Cardinals offense. 87 working up, 70 working up, 62 working up as well. Don't really love that from 62 technique-wise. He's kind of rumbling, bumbling, stumbling there. But again, you can see Murphy, he tries to get reached by the center. I love the fact that he does his best to not get reached, but he's all about getting penetration. Look at where the original line of scrimmage was, right about 1 yard past that 5-yard denominator. Look where Murphy drops the center all the way back to. Right about 2 yards. See how much that forces the running back to bubble. Again, this play design, you're supposed to kind of read number 70's block, right? You'd love to be right here, Connor, to be running right here, basically right at this hash. That's where you love your target to be. But because Murphy gets so much penetration so quickly, see how fast Connor has to bubble? Remember, right here, this is the hash mark Connor wants to hit, the running back wants to hit. Look where he ends up hitting. all the way about 7 yards outside of that. The tight end's not expecting him there. He's holding, ends up drawing the penalty, win for the Seahawks defense. Again, little things. Doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but getting penetration, helping your teammates out. Murphy does it once again here. All right, you get a great view of this with the wide copy. Watch how he gets into the center right there. There's the line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line, penetration all the way to the 29, forces the running back to bubble. Again, going back to the very beginning, you can see where the play is designed to hit. It's designed to hit just inside of the tight end, just outside the tackle. But because Murphy is right there, it forces the running back wide. Tight end doesn't know that, holds the corner on the outside, draws the penalty. Again, little things, aggressive, penetration, drawing penalties, helping your teammates. That's what Murphy is doing. I know his stats haven't showed it yet. Not a huge amount of sacks or tackles for loss or anything like that. But what he does to help his teammates out is extraordinary and has been a big part of the Seahawks defense. All right, let's end on a pass rush opportunity for Murphy. There he is right there, lined up in a one technique on the outside shoulder of the center right here. It's going to be a play action game for the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to get the backside guard pulling around just like this. We're going to get everyone else down blocking, taking the gap inside for the Cardinals up front. They're going to fake to the running back this way. And the Murray's going to basically scramble out here in the end. I think originally he was going to try and set up in the pocket, but some pressure forced him out wide. I want you guys to watch Murphy right here. Again, he's in a one technique in the middle of your screen. He doesn't get credit for the tackle for loss or sack or anything like that, or even a quarterback pressure, but he wins the rep. And I think that's a great sign going forward. You win enough reps, the stats will come. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the play action. You can see the guard pulling. You can see offensive line, everyone blocking down in this situation. They don't do a great job on 99, forces Kyler Murray to scramble. Let's look at Byron Murphy, though. That's the key here. So Murphy right here, he's trying to read run. He sees the center work all the way to the right, so he takes a gap over. That's a good assignment football right there. 62 gets into him. The moment right here, he reads pass, right? He sees Murphy that it's a pass. He beats with the swim move, gets clean, wins the rep. Again, he's so far away from the quarterback, it's not going to matter. It's not going to have any effect on the play, of course. Murray ends up hitting the check down for a positive game for the Cardinals offense. But I love seeing Murphy actually win pass rush reps. That was one thing we weren't seeing a lot of earlier this season. This is a good, clean win right here. Great team football once again. Trying to get hands on the offensive lineman, make sure they don't get to the next level, doing a good job playing his gap in the run defense game because he thinks it might be a run. Remember, right here, it could have been a run. When he reads play action, goes to the swing move, beats it clean. Fundamental, clean team football. That's what Byron Murphy brings. Also a playmaking element as well, like we saw the first couple plays of this cut up. He's not doing a lot on the stat sheet yet, Seahawks fans, but he's going to have a big impact on the defense going forward.
Yeah, Nick, and I'm glad you brought that up because that would be exactly what I would ask for Murphy to work on as well. He's done a lot of really great things, but in the pass rush department, he's not been bad. Like we see here, he's winning the rep, he's doing his job. He just isn't a factor on this play, but he hasn't been great either. And that's what I want to start seeing from a guy that's so talented, so athletic, so strong like Byron Murphy, is to start being great in things like the pass rush game. It's been like mid 50s the last 4 weeks in a row. It's not horrible, but it's not really that great either. I want to see him start to make more of an impact in the pass rush game. So, like I said, he's been good, not great, but I think we start seeing more reps won by Murphy like this. We're going to start to see him become great.